So, I decided to go ahead and get the chickens done. And I've kind of made a mess, but I think it works out okay. So as you see, this piece of dirt falling right here through the cobwebs. And in just a moment, it's going to land on the redstone. And when it does, a signal will go out and it will activate the turntable. And the turntable will activate the bellows and push that piece of dirt off. Another piece of dirt will be released at the same time. And a seed from here will get shot in to feed the chickens. And then the next piece of dirt will go down. So this is kind of a really basic setup because you could increase the webs here to reduce the speed at which the seeds are going down. There are tons of other ways to feed the chickens. I used to do it by tripwire, but tripwire only gets struck by entities now, like mobs going through it and stuff like that. So this is, I mean, it's almost easier just to throw the seeds and feed it to them, the chickens. But you can expand on this build, one, to increase the speed, or I'm sorry, reduce the speed that the feeding happens. It drops down, but it doesn't actually drop down for a moment. It just looks like it is. There it goes. Now the bellows will activate. And it could take one or two bellows to push it over into this hopper. So that's why I have it set this way, because it would blow and then maybe it would only move it a little bit. So sometimes it needs a couple pushes to get it through. No, I didn't hear the seed click that time, though. Oh, yeah, it didn't. Yeah, so a few issues I have to work out yet. Oh, no, there it went. Oh, good. This did come through. I want to listen for the chicken seed this time, though. Let's run up here. And then I have this dispenser up here with a bunch of dirt in it. So, really, really basic build. Looks like it's working right now. I thought it just failed, but it's still good because this dirt's falling through here. And then, of course, this will collect the eggs. You could add on to this and do another dispenser with the eggs and feed off this pulse and then shoot the eggs out and either collect the chickens up or the... Oh, yep, there goes the seed. There you go, perfect. So they are being fed. Now, if too many seeds go through in that, then they'll just get collected in here, no issue. And like I said, you can increase the number of webs to slow this down, depending on how many chickens you have. But at some point, it's almost easier just to throw the seeds on it. But this will operate, and I don't have to manage it at all. And another thing you can do, you increase the seed capacity by plugging another chest over here and then having a hopper underneath it, I believe, and that should feed through and pull the seeds through. Or you could do a mass feeding and really increase the webs and only get one feeding per long distance. Uh-oh, I didn't know this was open to the sky up here. I need to fix that. But I opted to put this in. Well, we'll put this here just because I don't want anyone jumping down in here. That would be pretty catastrophic. I ran out of room to put that in there a little bit. And we didn't have any issues, thank goodness, in construction. But I opted to put it on the side here just to get out of the way. And so I didn't have to hear the chickens going. I'll kind of monitor it and see how it progresses. The only thing I could see is you might have a seed issue. Because you'll probably have to fill this up pretty regularly. Because we're probably looking at maybe a day or two. And then this will be empty from seeds. And then I'll have to see when this gets unloaded and reloaded, how does it react to the falling dirt in there? It should be okay. The beauty of this one is, as soon as you have shears and your basic power, you could set this up. The only restriction is going to be the dispensers are going to be a little bit of an issue, but that's okay. All right, no changes there. I came back, and I skipped forward a little bit in the videos because I saw that, of course, nobody wants to see travel through, boring travel here, there, and everywhere. So I'm going to cut out and not post the videos where it's uneventful or I don't have something interesting to show. Just because no one wants to see that, you know? So these will kind of be more along the lines of something actually happens, or I get into some combat or a near-death experience or death, or I have a build like this that's done. What am I having here? Oh, keep me on my toes. Keep me on my toes so I'm practiced at fighting the squid so I don't freak out as much. Oh, bone meal, there we go. Because I'm finishing off the planters. I'll shut this down for now. Okay, come down here. So we have a few more planters put up, and I'm slowly gaining mass on the wheat. And I plan actually to celebrate and put a ton of wheat fields just here, there, and everywhere. Why not, right? Not too much change there. Let's go look across the way. Yeah, but I opted to put the chickens there because once I know that that is working okay and I have some eggs built up, I'll take this coop out of here and kind of balance it out. Let's go over here and get some of this gravel. And then we'll put this flour back in here. I'm sorry, this wheat back in here to get ground up into flour. Of course, here comes the rain. And when I got back from the travel, which was pretty uneventful, nothing else that I found, I went ahead and built this. Now I'm going to wait for just a second and not get dragged into the water. So this, I poured the concrete, and I showed that on video how I did it and all that. But it worked out pretty well. It actually took 2 buckets per side, and it really spreads really well. So I recommend in this early stage, because you could do it as soon as you have you don't even need your stoked fires going. You can do it with just your really basic stuff. And I used netherrock as my scaffolding, more or less, to pour the concrete onto. And it worked beautifully. And then I just picked it all down and boom, there you have it. I plan to use that more as well for mob grinders and that. Now, this is the mushroom growth area, but I'm going to back off so that I can let that grow. In here, I repositioned the flame. I took out the power and I put in redstone just to feed it off of. I can't turn it on and off now though, but I'm saving a bunch of the repeaters because I started doing some construction there because they're pretty expensive. I found out, I wasn't ever sure if you could borrow the block, use it for 2 of the kilns, and you can use share this block between the 2 of these kilns, and then I have water flow going between the 2, and I threw another crucible back here to collect up drops. Because I was seeing the bottleneck was I was spinning them just fine, pretty quick with one, but the bottleneck here was in actually killing them up. So you could make a room and actually expand the number of turntables you have and really have just a bunch going at once and then smack them off of there and then throw, maybe have even more kilns down 3 or so or something, and then have them just flowing through really rapidly. Because until you get that block dispenser, you're stuck spinning them yourself. So to get maximum output. Although I found this to be pretty darn quick. The thing slowing me down right now is probably the turntable. So it's not too bad. I have a bunch of bread cooking up here. Oh, wow. And actually, nether coal is the way to go, by the way, once you get with the brick ovens. And Flower Child had mentioned that there's going to be some changes coming with potentially storage is what he mentioned. There might be some interesting changes to storage, and then also the maybe the brick oven between campfires. There'll be some type of bridge. All right, have the mobs disappeared out of here? No, they've multiplied. It looks like. Oh no, that's the only bad thing about dark farms is that you'll have multiplication issues, and it's kind of taken away from my spawns, right? I go get this wheat over here. And then, actually, now we have one here. Okay, let's go see about our bucket issues. been making up the cement, so all my buckets are occupied right now with cement in there, unfortunately. So the cement, of course, you just use the gravel, the sand, and then your soul sand, and I'm sorry, the solar, and then boom. You can have tons of these buckets of cement, and they work wonderfully. My next step for the cement I'm going to do is going to be the mob trap. And I was going to do the piston mob trap for the Enderman, but I decided against it because of the recipe for the... Let me get these half slabs, 1, 2. Because of the piston recipe, it's pretty darn expensive. Is this it? Pretty close. Oh, so you have to have smooth stone, and then you have to have this layout or something close to it. This isn't the worst, you know, but unless you find temples, you're going to be pretty limited when it comes to gold. And it would take, let's see, per side, you're talking about 14 or so pistons per side. And that's just one floor of it, and that's not going to be radically quick spawning with just one chamber with, you know, 28 pistons going. So that, your bang for a buck is really, really bad there. So for now, until I have a gold farm going, I've opted against that just because the returns will be pretty low. Let's get some sandwiches. It's amazing how much food you burn up doing construction and stuff like that. I've had to be extra careful to have food on me at all times. And then you actually have to use the oven, which is cool because before it was just you know, cauldron or the kiln for cooking, as far as that's concerned. But you actually have to get the oven involved, both for the bread baking and for ham and eggs because of the recipes. So it forces you to get a little bit creative with your combinations for food. Oh yes, I used the dirt inside the chicken spawner because it was the cheapest thing for pushing by bellows that you could have a ton of, the, you know, just the individual piles of dirt, and if they're lost, it's no big issue, right? Because there's a ton of other things you could push, you know, seeds or redstone and stuff like that for the chickens. I shouldn't even feed these chickens anymore. I should save the seeds. Yeah. Well, we'll get one more push here in case something bad happens with the other chickens and they die. Let's get a few more of these potted planters and put those downstairs, and then we'll go look at the mushroom farm. Yeah, like I said though, I don't even have the seeds for it right now. The construction for the chicken building is I could increase the webs. I could do a whole bunch of stuff additional to it, but at the bare minimum right now, it's feeding the chickens and I'm not even thinking about it. So that's all I wanted for now. I can build on it later, no issue. Okay, let's go look over here. Is it empty now? Can I get in here? There we go. So I built the walls on this, poured the concrete, and already this is working really, really, really well. I ran the concrete. This was experiments in the spread of the cement, and so I screwed it up a little bit. But you really, for this type of space, you only need 2 buckets and then divvy up the sides, and then 2 buckets of cement per side will work perfectly. This, I put just a few seed mushrooms down, and rapidly you'll get your additional mushrooms. So in a little bit, I'm going to have enough. Oh, hey, how's it going, Demon? In a little bit, I'll be able to have enough red mushrooms to be able to do my trip. And I'm going to think now, do I want to do additional flooring of the mushrooms? And I'll take a peek up here. And that's the only bad thing. You get a little bit of spawns, but if you back off, turn on the lights and back off. And I spread these out because if the mushrooms are close enough to this and I activate it, it'll actually kick off the red mushroom right off the floor. So you have to be a little bit cautious. And like I said, I just put these seed mushrooms down recently, so they haven't grown all that much. And then I can easily do additional flooring with this. I don't need to do lighting at every floor. If I were to change it, the design, I would consider different ways to put the lighting down. So it could, when I activated the lights, it would be enough where it wouldn't kick the mushrooms off the floor, but it would be powerful enough where it would discourage spawning. That way I could get in here more quickly once I turned on the lights and go take a peek and collect my stuff. Later on, there's ways to do seed mushrooms that are covered by stone in that, and then I could push a water flow through here and do an auto collection every so often. But for my purposes right now, just as a large spawning area where I can, get them growing and not have to worry about it and have it relatively safe, that's really, really good. I'm glad I have that. And the additional floors are pretty easy to put on there too. For the exterior, it was pretty hideous, so I threw these hatches on here just to break it up. It seems to work okay, but it was really, really bad. It stuck out like a sore thumb for my other buildings, unfortunately. Okay, let's go check out the chickens really quickly. Actually, need to put these eggs back. And then, I got this gravel because I wanted to show you the construction for the mob grinder. And we'll put the clay in here too. This is like my catch-all area. Okay. We will get rid of the valuable tools now because I'm going to go on a trip here in a minute and show you we might go trade quickly with the priest out there. So let's start grabbing some of the supplies for that just in case. So we have sandwiches, we have this, that. Do I need anything else? A pinch of string, maybe. Some soul urns in case. Is this the map to the villager? Yes. Okay, so we need this map. We don't have the compass in here. What about armor? We'll switch out this armor for that one. Oh, it's almost nighttime. We gotta run. Or is it almost daytime? I don't even know. I think I can see it from the roof here. Oh, I forgot to turn off the light. There you go. Let's go take a peek over here. This pool is where I'm going to put there it is, out here. Yeah, we'll risk it. We'll be okay. I say that, but I don't know. Pray for me. This pool is where I've decided to do the mob spawner. Not closer over there because of the squids and that get me while I'm doing construction, but this is only 1 deep. So this is where the base of the mob spawner is going to be. This here will be the drop where they'll fall to their death or for better collection. And then I have this runner here of source blocks, and I'm going to surround this middle portion with these running source blocks, and then the pads, the spawning pads, will be right above this. Now my thinking is I'm going to do all the pads in wood, build them all the way up, and then when I'm done, build a top over it, and then pour cement, and the shell will stream down the sides and encase it. And then we'll be good from there. And then the darkness, of course, will be on there. So I'll have all the wood done, make sure it's perfect, and then I'll pour the cement on it and be good to go. Is it going into gloom? No, I think it's just because it's raining. Skeleton combat. All right. Yeah, but I found myself running out of bones for the bone meal for the planters, so it's time to start worrying about the spawner. If I put it there, I need to put a building out this way and make it my main area, though, and stay out that way in the middle there because I want to maximize the spawning. But I also need to keep it in range of the chickens. So let's go check on the chickens really quickly. And then we will do a quick boating trip out to the priest with some of the mushrooms I have already to see what I can do. See what we're looking at for trading, because I don't know how many I have to be trading to them to make the priest give me my first. We can just throw these in here for more planters. Right like this. So we'll put this gravel away because I don't need that. I found this to be useful construction for the water because you can pick it up pretty well, and then it falls too, so you have some more building options with it to speed it up. I feel like I should have another boat here, but I don't. Is there a cheap boat recipe? Yes, okay. So let's do 3. We have 8 sandwiches, but we're going to be going mostly by water. And that'll be a quick trip as well. Anything else? Am I missing something? I should almost double up and carry double sails on me. You know? I had never considered that before, but you could easily toss a sail into the water. So you're way better off doubling up that, having redundancy. You know, it's almost like the Kerbal Space Program playing on super difficult or something. You need a lot of redundancy in items just in case. Anything else? Basic blocks in case of an incident. Okay, and then the mushrooms, which are right over here. Here we go, 16. So I have some. I was doing brown mushrooms initially and red mushrooms, but I switched it up because it's just for the trades right now, and I can worry about the brown mushrooms later, which is why I wanted to span it out. Oh, I'm sorry, demon. Going into what looks like... Oh, that's right, gloom. Now, just a rainy night. Okay, let's check out the chickens, and then we'll get over to the portal so we can get out on the water and go check out the priest. Was worried about the lighting back here. Okay, so the throughput here is too great in seeds. They're not getting fed. So I could expand easily the webs right here, go around and get some more, and then spread that further up to reduce the speed. And the other option is, of course, you could just have more chickens sitting in here. But it's good because it collects them anyways. And then you could just pull them out of here and put it back up. And then be set. Some other things you could do, because you have all these resources traveling down, you can do a pulley with some platforms and then move an item like a chest or a hopper or something up. And then it feeds into another item to dump out all the resources. There's things you can do with that. You know, maybe it raises it up and then it pushes it with bellows and then all that. But my only expansion for now will probably be additional webs here so that the time is longer and I don't have to worry about it as much, because right now I'll have to move these seeds back up in here to refeed it. Okay, let's go. Take advantage of the portal. I need to... Oh, cool. Well, I get webs from that. I need to fill in there, though, because one of these times a creeper is going to come and get me or something terrible, and I'm going to be sad, so I need to fill that in. Next steps will be, of course, the mob grinder, just so I get the drops going from that. And then I'll think about splitting these animals up and maybe doing something with them. But it's going to depend on the trades from the priest and what we find out about these mushrooms. Like I said, though, I had recorded the construction of the mushroom building and the chicken building, but I'm not going to put the building videos up, and I'm not going to put the travel videos up either. I may record when I think something's extra risky and then just never post it if nothing happens, because I need to be thinking about what would I want to see of this journey, you know, and you only usually want to see the most interesting stuff. Or if you're sharing information, like I could cut here and then sail out to the island to do the trades. But if I'm only ever showing this and I don't ever show the travel very often, then to see it once or twice while I'm talking over it is not going to be a big issue. I probably won't do too many audio only videos anymore either. I'll only do ones where I'm doing a commentary over top of it. All right, and up we go. Yeah, glad I got the chicken thing done, and that was really, that's the first mushroom building I've built like that. Ooh, some here too. Some additional trades. And we'll leave one there as I travel by. But that was the first mushroom building I had built like that. And I'm pretty happy with it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, for the building, I mean, it's tough because especially if you're playing solo, there's not a lot of incentive to do it. So it's great being able to share some of this. That way I can always think, well, I could just live in a box or do a little bit here and there to make it look nice. And some rules I saw for building to make things look aesthetically pleasing is there's a rule of 3 with 3 block types per building. Any more than that, and it will look too busy. So you should pick 3 blocks and then play around with their interaction with each other and find 3 blocks that work well together, and then base your building upon that rule of 3, where you'll build in things of 3 and then divvy them up with one of those 3 blocks you've chosen as your building blocks, and you get a good look from that. And then also you want to try to break patterns up a little bit, like I did with the mushroom building. It's like, it's a cube, and you have some of your blocks there, but it needed that 3rd block in there. And by having those hatches in there, a very small thing, but it makes it much more appeasing to the eye than just a cube with that little bit on there. It's pretty bad. For my base, I love adding little stuff like the vines and stuff like that, because they had organic growth in there. Much like if you have a path going through somewhere, like this random fire, well, it's pretty random. If you have random fire spread there, or if you have a path and it's divvied up between cobblestone and then gravel and that, and it's semi-random in how it goes, but it has function because you're getting the speed boost off of the gravel and the stone, then it gets really appeasing to the eye. Functional yet semi-random is what you're shooting for. And if you can do that, it's usually really, really nice. We'll jump through here. Probably the toughest thing I had to do so far building-wise and have it look okay was let's get my map out, was the kiln building, the hibachis and everything like that, because I couldn't use anything flammable, but I had to make it out of stone and that. So by using that rule of 3, though, I was able to use the glass and kind of divvy it up, and then also some mossy cobble in there, so it made it okay. All right, we'll get the sail here, get the boat. Which direction are we heading? We're heading this way. All right, we'll get this boat out here, jump in, and off we go. Interesting rule. I aspire to do aesthetically pleasing structure, but never really satisfied, although really made it good looking. Hallway once, yes. Yeah, that's it's really easy rule, but if you can stick to it, Demon, with that, or try to implement it in most of your builds, you'll get really good results pretty effortlessly. And then you have to always remember, like when you're building, if say a creeper drops in or something like that, or if you screw up a little bit, you should consider leaving it, because those small organic changes will make things look better just off chance. So a long time ago, I talked about once I found villagers, I would base out near them. And I may still do that later on with a bigger village. But one of the benefits I realized was if you have say the priest right here, if I had a base near them, I would be scared to death all the time about having mobs eat him up or something like that. So if he was loaded in a loaded chunk, I would have to have like a fortress and many door system with light blocks everywhere, like he's surrounded. He lives inside of a light block, everywhere on top of him, or because I'd be so paranoid. Tons of open ocean here. At the very least, I'll probably move the portal through here. I'll try to figure out how big the spawning area is. Oh no! No. I thought this was a bit of ocean here, and I could sail right through. Well, maybe through here, a little fjord. Yeah, but having the villager loaded. Oh, explored the ocean around the portal. Yeah. There's going to be changes coming to ladders that will make that tougher to do. But for now, I was able to get in there. I got into that deep cave and got up and out of there okay. And it's cool because it opened to the ocean, so it makes them... Oh, there goes a pig. Makes it interesting. I could use some spawning stuff off of that because you won't have to worry about surface spawns. But though, the spawners are really about where you spend the majority of your time. Now that I walk this trip, I realize... Yeah, I have a video up of one time where I was... I think it's about this way. Where I was doing a opening up to the ocean, and I was inexperienced with it. And yeah, it was bad. For whatever reason, though, in that location, I think it was just shallow enough where it wasn't the deep ocean. And I had the light to assist me. And I also had glowstone blocks that I placed down and then lit up the water right around there, so it kept the squids away. I didn't get attacked once when I had built that. So it was really, really nice. Now I'm second guessing this trip. It's actually pretty long. So I probably need to get to that portal, figure out the westernly direction, and then expand the portal out a distance. The issue is the water, because there's so much. I need to figure out where I can, even if it was on that island, let's say, that would cut my travel time in half. Yeah, I need to look at that, though. And then there is the nether trip. But, I mean, it's only one villager, so no need to do that. Look at all this open ocean, though. I think he's right in here. And as I was saying with the villager for now, if you have him loaded, you have to be almost paranoid, especially if it's your only one or you only have a few villagers, about things coming to eat them or a mistake happening. So by having the priest unloaded, even though he's miles away, there is the benefit of I'm not too stressed about. I wanted to go grab those mushrooms, but I need to get over to him before the darkness comes. I'm not too stressed about him going anywhere because he's way off somewhere else. I don't have to think about it. Did I check that hillside? I want to say I did. And the church should be right here. It should load in just in a moment. I hope so. I think so. Yeah, we'll move the portal out more this way. If I could land it on these swamps. Uh-oh. Where is that church at? It's right around here, but I'm not... This is my first time traveling back here. So we're going to need to... It's either going to be to the north here or to the south. I don't know which. And then nighttime's coming. Let's run here and check this way. Oh, here's some stairs. So I ran up here. Was this on the way out or the way in? I don't know. I think I ran over here. Where you at, buddy? Where you at? I feel like it was right over this hill, wasn't it? I could be wrong. I honestly don't know. Man, I've lost my priest. Pray for me. I don't want to have to base out tonight. I'd love to find him and just be done with it so I can show these mushrooms really quick. Like this. I could cut this part out, but I'm trying to make it worthwhile. Oh, no. I think it's more southerly. On the other side down there, probably. I think. Get a bite to eat. Throw these pads out. Get my boat. We're almost to nighttime, though. I need to be really, really fast if I boat. And then follow the coast. It's not going to be up there. It's got to be right here somewhere. Fall down here. Oh, cross your fingers. Yeah, they do. Well, when you see where this pre-spawned, you are going to laugh. You are going to laugh. Because it's just a priest on an island with a church. That's it. It's ridiculous. It's right around here, though. Where is your church, buddy? This way? I guess I should have kept more careful note on where he was at. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Whew. Okay. Don't lose your village. Yes. So this is my village. This is what I got gifted after episodes and episodes of searching, many of which I did not post. This is my village. Congratulations to me. And let's go look at the trade really quick, and then we can end the video for the next one. Now, because I won't be doing too many videos with extra travel, or if I'm just doing building and stuff like that, if I don't have something interesting to show, or if I'm not showing something for the first time, then I probably won't be posting it up. So that's going to slow me down a little bit. Hello there, buddy. So here goes the mushrooms. And what do I get next? So hemp. Okay, cool. So looks like just a little bit of a time. And it's going to be, looks like, could be 6 or 5 trades to get up to the next level and have some other interesting things. Problem is, I don't know what the trades will be, and he's pretty dang far out here. Good thing is I don't have to worry about his safety, because by having him unloaded, he'll be fine. If I were to base out here, I'd put him in like a giant enclosure to keep him safe, because I'd be paranoid to death about him getting killed. Did I pull the ladders out of here? I want to say I did. Yeah. So I could put a... Let's go shear up these webs real quick. I could put, you know, my whole base out here and everything, but for now it's just one villager, and I could do the trip. But I would like to cut that trip down a little bit. But land-wise, there's out here... Okay, there's a little bit in the way. If I go straight down like maybe 20 blocks or so, and then I head out because I'm at the very corner of the map, maybe half of 1,000 or maybe 750 blocks, then it should land me on some of those islands there, and then most of my travel will be on the ground, and I should get a portal spawning on the land there. Okay, well, I'll toy around with the portals and then get a closer one, so I don't have to do that long distance travel. Like now I can't get back, I have to wait. And then build wise, I'll start on the mob trap. So let me know if you're watching this later, if you would prefer me to, like, because I won't be able to post anything for a little bit because I'll just be working on the mob trap. I could do update on progress and have them be short videos, or I could have building videos and then label them, hey, this is just a building video, it's not all that interesting, so you know not to invest too much time in it if you're watching really quickly, because I want to try to only post up what's good. Roof that priest? Yeah, maybe I should. I wonder what could happen. I guess I could make a mistake and something could get in there. I better stay closer to him tonight so I can watch. But I'm going to cut here, and we'll do the mob grinder back at base, and then I'll bring some hemp out next trip, and I have tons of that to make for trades. So we'll keep the mushroom farm going, we'll trade for some hemp, and I guess I'll put more of that down since that'll be my next trade item, and we'll have to see what our next ones are. And then, gosh, I almost want to pre-stage some items out here to see what we could do. I guess I could put a base on this area, but it's only one villager, and there's, well, I did look in the south there, but I just didn't load the map in because it's mostly ocean, but I need to start exploring down there. Hey Bacon, how's it going? Alright, but I do have to go though, so let me know if you see this video later or any of that, what you would prefer, if I should post ones up that are kind of boring and just annotate them and say, you know, it's not the most exciting video, or if I should not post it and just try to make stuff that's, these burnt out torches, that's only the biggest stuff, and then not, you know, I can record the other stuff or stream it but not post the videos at all. So thanks for dropping in. I'll see you later. Bye.